Welcome to the Pan India Project. My name is Rohan, aka the Indian Cinema Junkie, and for today's episode, we're here to review the Malayalam horror film Dies Irae. And Manisha, who also creates content on Indian cinema as well on Instagram, is here to join me as well. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Rohan. Thank you for your warm welcome. And it's great to be in your podcast as we discuss the recent movie Dies Irae and the director's filmography. And I'm excited to add more insight to whatever we know.
Yeah, so Dies Irae is this horror Malayalam film, right? How did you find it, first of all?
How did I find it? Thanks to the director, because his history was something that made me very impressive. He just gave us three wonderful movies already. The first one was sci-fi. I'm not into that genre much, but then his second movie was Bhoothakaalam, which didn't release in the theater, but still it managed to get a lot of appreciation from the critics as well as from the common audience for the genre it is. And then he made Bramayugam from the same genre, but a different look. So it was all very impressive. His filmography is something. I didn't go for anybody, but went for the director. And my Malayali husband has been keen on pushing me because I love horror movies. And this is unlike most of the horror movies that we see from West, especially where they use all, gimmicks, the costumes, and a lot of weird makeup to scare you. But Rahul Sadasivan wasn't somebody who portrayed that way. So that impressed me to go to Dies Irae for the premium show. So it all started like that. What about you?
So it was definitely good. And I actually want to ask you before I say anything. You mentioned about how there wasn't any gimmicks used in this. Do you think it was more to do with the use of sound in this film?
Absolutely. When you say sound, this is what I wanted to ask. It's not just thanks to Christo Xavier. I want to also mention Raja Krishnan, the sound mixer. He's not only famous for these movies, but also worked for very famous movies like Kalki, Kantara, Pushpa, and all that. He is pretty good in what he's doing. It's evident because look at his filmography. It's amazing. Even I didn't know that he is the sound mixer of this movie and the sound production. The Rao Sadashivan has been consistently using this, I think it's called sync music or something. It has two people, the sound designers and the sound mixer is Raja Krishnan for sure. So they play a brilliant role in making this very, unforgettable horror. And thanks to Christo Xavier, of course, he won the Best Background Score Award for the Kerala States 55th Kerala States Award recently, and truly deserving. How can just music play an impactful role in movies like horror? It's wonderful.
Yeah, because for me, yeah, this was definitely a good film. And I think where I enjoyed it more was the fact that in the cinema, it was pretty much packed. On a Saturday afternoon, I went packed cinema. It makes the cinema experience a lot better. Like everyone's kind of watching it. Everyone's like, oh, like, someone did
In
a
the
little
UK,
like, oh, pardon. Yeah, in the UK. So it
that's
was good to
something.
see that as well. But yeah, definitely a good film. But I think the main thing is, did you find it scary?
I definitely found it scary. I am into horror from the beginning. Like when I was young, I used to get scared watching indie movies as well as Western movies. But I used to not get scared. I'm one, daredevil kind of a person in real life. But after watching Bhoothakaalam, that's when I first started getting scared. And this is the second time I got scared in my whole life after watching Dies Irae. That some moments are there. I'm not sure if I can say because I think we can talk about it now. There are no more spoilers because I'm sure most of them I have watched already. Especially in the scene where they show the dead body for the first time, Kani's body for the first time, her face,
Oh,
the
yeah. And that's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that moment, oh, I spilled my popcorn. What about you?
Yeah, that was one jump scare because for me that bit does come at a random point because he's just looking out at the curtains and all of a sudden we see the face and then it
Yeah.
just jumps and I think I wasn't the only one in the cinema. We were just like, oh, like we just literally that was our first jump scare. But I think in terms of scare, out of all the Indian horror films, I think this has been the most scariest. I mean, the bar is pretty low in terms of like scariness, but I think for me, this had two jumps. I mean, I think this has been the scariest one. But I think it shows also what Rahul, the director, is able to do because Bhoothakaalam, the ending was like you could consider that scary and stuff. So
Mm,
I think he really knows how well to give us these jump scares and stuff.
that's right. You're absolutely right. Can you tell me about one particular scene where you were praying all the gods you know, or,
Oh no,
biting your nail?
no.
One scene in Dies Irae. I have one in my
So
mind, so I'm just
so
curious.
okay, this is spoiler now, but I think there was two bits where I'm gonna go to the second half because in the neighbor's house there's something that starts to come for him, and there's like all we see is a little squirrel run past or a little animal go past. That was another jump because obviously then that was the second jump, and I was like, okay, you know.
I agree with you, but the whole scene, if I have to say, which is scary, the one it's the continued part of whatever scene that you told. He locks himself in a puja room and tries to match the Deepa. I was praying that it just hope it works and the ghost doesn't attack him anymore. Kind. So it was that
No,
scary for me.
yeah, there were some good moments, but in terms of the story, how would you describe it without spoiling it? So, what would you spoiler-free story be?
Spoiler free story being, it's unlike most of the horror thrillers where the ghost returns to haunt her or his killers or, something like that. But we don't know, like, if some questions, some plot points are still not answered, and maybe Rahul Sadasivan has an answer for all of these plot points in his next part. But if we have to tell about the storyline without spoilers, it's all about a rich dude who gets haunted by his ex-girlfriend who apparently committed suicide because he ghosted, and but he discovers that's not the reason for her to die, and the ghost that's haunting him is not actually her. That's something that really came as a mind-blowing thing. So this is the plot. I would say, if I have to keep it spoiler free.
Yeah, I think it's about this rich guy, who's an architect, and then something starts to haunt him, and it's like, what is it? Why? And all of that pretty much makes up most of the film. And you are right, there is like we might as well talk about. There are some left out bits. Like I think I wish the story was a bit more developed. I think.
Okay, if you think so, I have a crazy point to defend Rahul
Oh,
Sadashivan. I don't know,
okay.
for some
Go on.
crazy reason. I feel that some plot points are not explained for a reason. I am expecting Dear Serie Part 2, where he
Oh,
actually
okay.
explores more on Kani's death, right? Because we don't know in one
Hmm.
scene, Poti means, right? What Poti means? Madhusudan Poti means, like, he's the one who kind of, in Malayalam, Poti means it's a clan that is there in the Bramayugam as well. He belongs to
Okay.
that clan basically who help people get rid of the haunted house or haunted person or something. So he belongs to that clan, and so that's how the connection goes back to the Bramayugam. And so this guy speaks with his mother, telling, I knew something was wrong with her, but still I couldn't help, something like that. So there is a lot to explore within the plot, which definitely needs a part two. I request the director to make another, but I'm sure he has some connections because, see, some plot points do not actually have any good reasons. Take an example of when the brother was attacked. Why was the ghost so ruthless with him? I kind of,
Hmm.
I kind of, it didn't make sense to me, or it didn't make sense to the plot because he wasn't mad. He wasn't as mad as what with Rohan, though. I mean, not you, though.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I know.
The main guy in the movie, he also shares the same name. The ghost was more mad with the brother than Rohan. So what's up with that? What's up with that, Raj? Like, why were you so mad, bro? I want to ask the ghost.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because that was quite graphic as well. But what
Uh,
else? Like, what did you like about this film? Is there anything that really stuck with you?
Something that really stuck with me, I would give all my money for music. And
Okay,
the
yeah.
background system and the makeup and the prosthetics. Oh my god, how could I miss that? Ronex and Melvi, these two are the guys behind makeup and costume designing, and they have done such a brilliant job. If we notice the guy, the color that Rohan wears, also it's all dark, either black or blue. It's dark, correct? It symbolizes his state of
Hmm.
mind, and the makeup the girl has, the dead girl has. Oh my god, that's really something. I'm Makeup is not always about something grand. Not everything has to be like Kantara, but this was very evident, and which each day passing, the dark circles around these two guys were actually increasing. If we notice again, which means
I didn't
they're
notice
getting more
that.
talented.
I
Uh,
didn't notice that actually. That's a good point.
yeah,
I didn't notice.
yeah, they've done a brilliant job.
Yeah.
They've done a brilliant job.
Hmm. Also, I think for me, the aesthetic of the film, I like the way it looked. You know, the whole aesthetic of it was really nice. They tried to make it, I think, a more modern vibe as well, right?
You're right.
Even because I know they use some non-licensed music, and I think even the choices of that was done good as well. Like that was all good as well. So I think there is a lot of good stuff about this film. Also, even like the build up of the horror scenes, like and I guess that's also credit to what you're saying, the music, because they build it up, build it up, build it up to a certain point where it's like, okay, so like something's gonna go down, right? And sometimes there was a little thing, sometimes it didn't. But I think just that tension, because you are hooked. I mean, it's a short film as well. You can't say that you don't. There's no point in the film where you really lose interest, right?
Yeah, you don't. That's something, right? Yeah. I didn't think of this thing, but yeah, that's something. Nowhere in between we felt that something was unnecessary or something. Everything was necessary and well explained.
Yeah, and do you think like even to this film now, are there any themes or like social messages attached to it? I mean, one could be don't ghost like okay, if you ghost someone, depends on how you ghost them, right? Because look where it kind of ties into the story. Not fully, but to begin with, they paint that picture of the whole ghosting thing, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's one message I would definitely take and give it to somebody. And do not take others' stuff, whatever it is, no
Oh
matter
yeah,
that
don't take
person
no
is
hair
dead or
clips.
alive. That's something funny to
Uh,
begin with. And something greater message, I would say. I think the way this guy was actually responding with people who are under him, Rohan, it wasn't very good, right? I think he was looking down on people who were below his class, so called thing.
mm,
But at some point, he knew somebody who's below his level needs. He needs someone like that to help him. So maybe I hope he realized that whatever he's
mm.
doing is really bad.
Yeah, I mean, also because now I think the main part of the story is the whole thing that you did mention it earlier that it wasn't his ex that was stalking him. It was actually a male figure that was the
um,
so-called ghost, right?
yeah,
And it comes because he was in love with the girl, right? Gunny, right? Her name was. So he was in love with her and stuff, and then he started to follow her, and that's where we kind of give the ghost backstory because that was the main plot in this film, which comes with a plot twist just before the climax, right? There was a big plot twist in this.
yeah, that's right. That actually was shocking too. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
didn't
think
see
I
that
could have
coming.
expected it. No, no, you're
Yeah,
right. Because the plot twist was that the the mum, who we thought at first was gonna help the two guys, right? She was meant to help them, was kind of
exactly.
where we thought they were going. But it turns out that her son was actually the ghost, and he, and then we see where Rohan goes into the room and actually sees the dead body still there, and she hits
Yeah,
him with the back of the head, and that's the big plot twist that it was she has a part to play with it, which was yeah,
yeah.
I think it was done well.
Yeah, it was really done well. We really didn't see it coming because she was there in the first half of the movie as well, serving some tea. And we thought she adds no role. She doesn't add any much to the. But to see she has a main power in the movie was mind blowing. I agree to you.
That plot twist was good to see. And also, she explained it. Was she doing some chants in the film? Was she trying to like wake up the soul and stuff? Because I feel like, was there some chance that she was trying to
Uh,
do
I
to her
think,
son at the end?
yeah, I think she knew the soul hadn't left the earth, and I don't know. It's true story. It's that part of the story that's actually true. Where somewhere in, I don't know. I'm not sure of the place. If it's in India or not in India. I feel where the mother actually kept the dead body of the son for a very long time and keeping the things. That part of the movie is based on true events, and this guy got inspired to elaborate it. And I don't know, like you say, now I'm thinking, I don't know what she was actually up to. Was she trying to give
Hmm.
life to the body itself, or I don't know, some crazy thing for sure.
Yeah, because then this goes on to the ending, right? Because also throughout the film, there was the anklet sound, right? So they thought that the figure had anklets on, and the main bit, because we get to the climax now where they start fighting, the mom and Rohan start fighting. The neighbor comes into the scene, and like they're all in that house, right, and it just
Yeah,
kind of goes a bit crazy. They start fighting because they want to remove the anklets, which is basically the way I think that we
yeah,
see that's where the soul kind of disappears, right?
yeah. He burns it.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
chucks it in the fire. He chucks the anklets. That's it. And then
Yes. Yes.
and then it gets to a point because he pushes the mum, and the mum hits her head.
Yeah. That's right.
And do you know
So
what? This was quite yeah. In our cinema, people started to clap a little bit because they were like, okay, the villain's kind of dead. Like because we thought the villain was kind of
exactly.
okay. Yeah, because but then I guess maybe that goes to the credit of the team as well because they've made us not like that person. When we find out who the villain is, it's like, okay, now you want them to kind of lose the battle, right?
Beat them. Yeah.
And then yeah, they chuck it into the fire, and then the main thing at the end is the soul basically goes up to the out of the roof, and the roof starts
Yes.
to come on fire. The whole house comes to fire. But then I think Rohan, it's not. Maybe it's a change of heart because he does lend a hand to the mum at the end, right? So he does want to rescue her as well. And then we just see them outside.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Like you said, yeah, even I had the same experience in my theater. We went with our friends, and my friend apparently was cheering, and typical South Indian style, she was all cheering for the mother getting beaten up, and yeah.
Actually, before we get into the last bits, were there any more memorable scenes that you thought were like, that was good, or like just remember?
The brother getting attacked was kind of came as a I didn't expect that to happen because of all people brother, and we didn't even know which ghost attacked him of these two. It's all very unclear, and at that moment at least it worked so well. Uh, it made me question a lot of things also, but it really worked as a magic for me at that moment. And what about you?
Yeah, that's definitely one scene because it was quite graphic as well. The when the ghost did pull him off the building, and we see the fall, the way he hit his head, and then his knees or feet, the little thing. Oh god, the whole
Something
mouth.
creepy.
Yeah, that was done. Oh yeah, it was quite graphic to see because the brother was going a bit crazy as well, right after the death of the sister and stuff. But that's one scene. Also, this goes back to watching it in a packed cinema because if you remember, I think it's the first time Rohan gets, or second time Rohan gets attacked in the house, is when he's eating the ice cream and all of a sudden the ice
Children.
cream lid pops up.
Ah.
That that was another because someone in our cinema reacted to it, and then we just all started laughing, like just because we thought, okay, it was just like, oh, someone reacted to it, and
Yeah.
honestly, that was definitely a little thing, but it made the experience memorable. And I think the
Mm.
ending as well, right?
Yeah, ending as well keeps us. questioning, because at different points of time now we have to think, oh, which ghost did this, which ghost pulled him in the kitchen, which ghost opened the lid of the ice cream. We don't know that. Only Rahul Sadasivan has to say all this.
Mm.
And I want to add to this, what I loved the most is how subtly he created a universe, Rahul Sadasivan's universe, because there is connection to all his previous two, both his previous movies. Because, like I said, if you remember the Madhusudan Poti, the guy who helps the main character, the guy who he'll be cleaning the house, and a shadow appear and reflection appears of his ancestors, which actually hints that this guy is from the clan of Poti that belong to Bramayugam people who kind of tried to hold the negative powers and all those things. And again, the climax, the scene when the Shaiju group from Bhoothakaalam comes to us,
Mm.
discuss about the house that the mother and the son just vacated.
Yes.
It was so subtle, no forced additions for the universe. It was so natural. I feel the Day of Wrath is the same. The Dies Irae is the same in both what this movie as well as the Bhoothakaalam, because it's parallelly going the whatever problems, and it's not
Yeah, you're
prequel
right.
or sequel. It's the parallel plot. I feel so that was a great move by the director. Subtle addition to the universe.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a nice touch in the film. I saw as soon as you saw him turn up, I was like, oh yeah, wait a minute, he was in that film. And then as soon as he mentioned the house and the mum and the son, you just knew that obviously he's referencing Bhoothakaalam. But I think Rahul said that the plan is not to do a universe. I think it was just to give us a moment in the film. I think
Um,
yeah, but if it's there, like he's done a good job. If he ever wanted to do a universe, he could now.
he could, yeah. Even I feel it's just a added moment of you tell. Even I was all
Yeah.
excited. Universe may be a big word to use, like you say. Maybe my bad. I'm getting too hyped up about it. So it's
Yeah,
already
exactly.
passed. Moreover, yeah, Bhutakalam is already a
Yeah, because
past.
then if yes,
Yeah, you tell me. You tell
because
me.
I was gonna say, because then maybe then, I mean, like how The Conjuring, right? I haven't seen all of them, but they kind of are separate films, right? So maybe the two guys at the end could
Yeah,
be like the ghost hunters, and then each film just go a completely different direction. It doesn't have to be a follow on, but it could
yeah,
just be a new kind of mission, a new kind of ghost, which would be interesting to see.
yeah. That would be great too.
Yeah,
I
exactly that.
mean,
But then even after that, because the film doesn't really finish there, right?
they could have finished there. Yeah, even I don't know. At some point, I felt yes, but I think they shouldn't have, because that gave the that raised more doubts in us, like which ghost attacked at which
Hmm.
point of time. There is a lot to discuss. I want to rewatch it and analyze it even more deeply. So that raised a lot of questions, and it's open for more critical aspects, I feel. What
Yeah,
did you feel?
yeah, because at the end, right? So just giving a bit of context, Rohan's gonna go back to America, right?
Yeah,
And then he does the bed sheet, and then all of a sudden we see the person in
girls.
the bed sheet, and then it's a girl voice, right? And she just calls his name, and he's like, "What the?" And that's it. So maybe the plan is to do a sequel now because this whole time, like Gunny's spirit is still around. So what's her closure? What's the closure she wants now? Is probably down the line. Maybe he might do a sequel, maybe not. But I would want a sequel. If we were to get one, I would definitely would like to
Same,
see one.
same. I would vote for that too.
But then, do you know what? Even if we look at Rahul Sudarshan's films, I think they've all been good. Like even if because I watched Red Rain yesterday, even
Uh-huh.
that was such a unique concept. I think for Indian cinema, right? It is a bit more on the sci-fi side. That I think there are a few jumps, but if you look at the way he's been able to deliver horror within Indian cinema, I would say he's at the top currently. If we because horror is a hit and a miss in Indian cinema, but the way he's doing it, everyone else needs to learn from him. Like this is how you can do a Indian horror film.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I completely agree with you, but I wish to make a change. It's not for India. I think it's for universal. It's his level of
Hmm.
work is actually international because the technical brilliance is something, Rohan, here we have to look into because the Bhoothakaalam's sound design and the editing style, all these are being studied in a art and creative school, like the movie making schools in the UK. So I think it's not limited to Indian cinema at all. His range of works, it's not all limited to Indian because the UK schools getting using Indian movies as a subject is something that we all should be proud of. I feel.
Yeah, yeah, you're right about that. I mean, then I think maybe then his movies could also appeal to a Western audience, right? Like a worldwide audience, because I think it does have elements of like those horror films. I think they could work. Like, I think Western people would like it. Do you think?
Yeah, you should tell about it because you lived there. And how was the response
Yeah.
to Bramayugam and this movie that is there? If you showed to somebody from there, how did they respond to it?
See, I didn't watch Brahmayugam in the theater. That's the only thing. So
Same,
I
same.
yeah, this one was definitely worth watching in the cinema. And yeah, I don't know because you're just looking at the screen for 2 hours and like it's what's gonna happen? Is it gonna be scary? It's just you're on kind of yeah, you're basically on the edge of your seat thinking, okay, like is something gonna jump out? Who's the spirit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. It was all good, and like I want to see how these movies, Rahul Sadasivan's movie, was received in the West. Like, if you have any friends from who are of the native from the UK itself, like, did they also like his films?
I haven't asked anyone personally, but I feel like, yeah, I don't know, because I want to check how much it's taken at the box office really quickly, just because
Yeah,
then we can see how well it's doing at the moment. Because
yeah.
so at the moment, it's worldwide, it's on 44.25 crore, which
Oh,
and India 22.36. So it's doing well.
it's doing well. It's doing well. Absolutely, and it's just week one.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's not even been a full week just yet. So it's,
You're right.
but I think that also goes to show the year Malayalam cinema are having, right? Lorca, after Lorca chapter one,
Yeah.
they've been nailing it out of the park this year.
Absolutely. Love how the crew, the technical aspects, everything works so well in Malayalam movies that I really think other industries should take some notes from Malayalam movies and do better.
Especially from Dies Irae on how to make a horror film, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely agree with you.
Okay, I have a question for you. If you were to rank Rahul Sadavishan's movies, which ones,
Uh-huh.
yeah, how would you rank them?
Okay. Thing is, I can't contribute much on Red Rain because I've only read about it. I've not watched it. So I'll take these three movies of which are of the same genre. So for me, number one is always Bhoothakaalam. It's like 10 on 10 for me because the genre shift, because I hadn't even watched the trailer when I dived into the movie because the first half I only believed it's a psychological movie. The genre shift was very good for me. It still hits me really hard. So the second one is Dies Irae and the last one is Bramayugam for me. And
Okay.
yeah, so what about you?
So so number four would be Red Rain.
Okay.
Number three, I'm putting Bhoothakaalam at number three. Oh yeah. Number
Okay.
two, Dies Irae at number two. Number one, Brahmayugam. I think Brahmayugam's not as scary as the others, but just the way they made that film was
You're
really
right.
good. That's where that one for me is number one. But if we're looking at in terms of which one's more scarier than the other, Dies Irae is number one,
Oh.
Bhoothakaalam is number two then. Because Bhoothakaalam, that ending was just like something just happened in that ending and it was like fine.
You're right. You're right. Your way of putting them in order is very classic because that's what people tell when I made a reel on I love Bhutakalam the most. Everybody is like Bramayugam comes on top when it comes to
No.
themes and when it comes to symbols, metaphors. Bramayugam tops when it comes to technical aspects and everything. So yeah, yours is a great choice, I must say.
Mm. Also, I think we haven't mentioned it yet, but what did you think of Pranav Mohanlal's acting in Dies Irae?
Oh, I cannot forget to mention about him. He has really shown some good arc in his career, I must say, because there are some scenes when they show him in close up and the emotions are pretty evident, and he's actually, you know, improving very well. I mean, the genes, what do you say, can't help.
Yeah,
He's the
exactly.
son of the goat Mohanlal himself. Can't help that. It's evident that he's his son in this movie.
Yeah, but I think, do you know what? It's kind of a hard job to do. Like, again, this probably goes credit to him because, when he was being attacked, he's not really being attacked by another person. It's just kind of like the visual effects, basically,
Magic.
and him basically fighting himself. So that clearly can't be easy. And he kind of shows it on his face, like the chain pull, the bite marks, like he's fighting himself in that.
Yeah. Your observation is really great here because it's an imaginary thing overall. He would be knowing very well in his head that there's no ghost, but still to get afraid of it is something that was very done well by Pranav Mohanlal. Should definitely appreciate for that.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that, but yeah, overall, I think if people haven't seen it, they need to now, right? Like just out of yeah, this one is one to see because the fact that it came on Halloween as well, that was our Halloween treat. So like the
Yeah.
release date was perfect, pretty much. The film was good. There were jumps, like yeah, just I think, and it's a short film, right? So for people that don't want to go to the cinema and spend 3 hours, this is the perfect film for them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. It's just 2 hours also. Like, it's worth it. It's just, to anybody who's asking me, I'm like, bro, pay the money and just go watch this movie. Don't wait for OTT or anything. Just go watch this weekend or something.
But then I think all his like, yeah, I think even Brahmayugam, like maybe it would have been better if I watched it in the cinema. Like these type of films, it's a bit harder to watch it at home. I would say, I don't know, because then it's just you on the big screen, and but then to be fair, at home it might just be as scary as well. So I don't know which one. I think this one's definitely worth watching in the cinema. But
True, true.
Bhoothakaalam, I watched at home, and I watched it at night time. So just
Yeah.
maybe that's why the ending hit a little
And
bit
you were alone?
different. Yeah,
And,
I was in this room. I put it on,
oh,
lights off, and it was before I went to sleep. And then yeah, the ending.
I
So
can
the mood
imagine.
can really, yeah, the mood can really affect maybe how you felt because how was your cinema experience? Was it packed as well?
Oh yeah, I was very sure of picking the right uh, screen because they told they're releasing in PXL and they do it for a reason. So whenever a movie crew or anybody says this, I religiously follow that. I am a movie girl, so I follow their rules. I mean, I follow their advices, and I chose my theater very wisely, and it really, really worked for me. The Dolby Atmos and everything else was really, really good. I mean, the speakers, the allotment of the sounds for each speakers. My God, we were into the world unknowingly somehow. There are many people, my audience, my non-audience also, who saw my reel on Dies Irae and are asking me if I'm paid to promote that. And honestly, all night studios and these producers should basically pay me and identify me because I'm promoting this movie restlessly, calling everyone, talking about it each time I talk about movies and messaging restlessly, "Oh, go watch this movie." I've been doing everything that I can do, but I'm not getting any payment. I really request from this, and this is a confirmation also that they're hardly responding. They don't even have a PR team, I think. It's just their work that is speaking.
Actually, and that goes on to another point. The film wasn't promoted as much, right? There wasn't really
Yeah.
no press interviews. There wasn't much marketing
Yeah.
to this film.
I think the an average Bollywood movie we'll use some money for a PR and the promotions, right? I think that will be the budget of a good Malayalam movie, a decent Malayalam movie. It's a very funny thing to tell, but that's the truth.
Yeah, because I feel like only Malayalam cinema are able to make a film like this. If it was another industry, no. One, the type of content that the audience consumes as well is one thing. And the expectation, I don't think there's no expectation of when I go into a Malayalam film, I'm not like, I expect it to be like this, you know? Maybe when you go into like a big Rajnikant film, a big Telugu Tamil film, you expect, okay, hero entry, this, action, this, you don't really expect. You just know, okay, I'm going into a horror film. Let's see if it's scary or not. What's the story? What's the plot twist?
Yeah.
And also, you're right about the budget of the film. Like, I'm going to check how much, do we know how much the budget?
Yeah, is it officially there? Just check on it.
Okay, so the top art, how much do you think, going off the top thing I've got on here, how much do you think the budget was?
Pranav Mohanlal. I think it's what, 7 crore or 6 crore.
So on here, is it koimoy.com? It says on a budget of 12 crore. They've already made the money. That's it. 12 crore.
Okay. I mean, yeah,
do you know
sound
what?
design and all is rich. Yeah, you're right.
And okay, this is a joke, but that's not even how much Bollywood pay their actors. Do you know what I mean? That's not even half of a superstar's salary, let alone a quarter of it. But
you're right.
12 crore, and they've made the money in a couple of days. And I think that just once again, credit goes to the team, goes to everyone involved. Like what you can pull off without a big budget, which is just incredible.
That's right. Same happened, and really good thing that feel proud to have movies like this from India, which can compete with international movies and still do very well. Makes me feel proud.